A little more behind the scenes coming up, so a lot of writing, directing, but on the acting side, doing a feature at the moment with. I actually get to be my brother. Is going to play my brother in this feature that we're doing at the moment with Jay Roach, and so that's pretty exciting. I'm back on Superstore and NBC, so there's always stuff bubbling away here, but the exciting stuff is the writing directing. That's sort of where I'm trying to pivot into, and after the crazy success of the 11 o'clock at the Oscars this year, that's really motivated me to collaborate with people over here and try and get more projects on the move.
Just doing the latest X-Men film
So it's a bit frustrating.
for Simon Kinberg and Fox, and then I'm doing Sam Mendes's next film in London after that.
Because, I can't follow up a show like that. Like, I put it all out there. I can't then go, what trauma am I going to lay on the table now? That's not going to happen. But the quality of work has to be there.
So I've got a film called The Dirt coming out. It's a biopic on the Motley Crue, and so that's going to be coming out early next year. So,
What's your role in that?
Play Vince Neil. Yeah, so he's the lead singer in the band. So we had a month of band rehearsals and practice before we shot, and then we had a 2.5 months sort of smash and grab film. It's going to be a brilliant experience.
Well, certainly Danger Close, Battle of Long Tan, coming out next year. Very excited about that. Senders, yep. And a bunch of amazing Australian actors doing the real story of the Battle of Long Tan. So yeah, very, very proud about how that one's come out.
There've been a lot of false starts with some of these projects, which is the nature of the beast. But there are one in particular I think is getting a little closer than the others, but I'm always trying to spin these plates. And, when one falls, I'm like, oh shit, all right, focus my attention over here now. I mean, that's sort of one of the mistakes I think I've made when I was much younger is don't put all your eggs in one basket. You just can't. You can't assume that one project is going to go. So spin 10 plates, no 9 are going to crash, and if you're lucky, one will stay spinning.
Celebrating a friend of mine called Damon Herriman, who's been in this industry about 30 odd years, so he's the guy who's been doing it longer than one of the longest that I've known. It's about time he gets some recognition. It's great.
It's pretty strange. I'm definitely pinching myself. When I look at previous people who've got this award, it's kind of weird because they're all people that you've heard of, and then there's me who's just sort of like this jobbing actor, and it's kind of weird to me to be included in their company, but I'm very, very, very touched by it.
I'm not sure. It's a great honour. I'm struggling to think of myself as a pioneer. So it's incredibly grateful and happy about it. But I am struggling to see myself as a pioneer, although I am aware of what I've done. But I'm not doing well with words right now.
Great. It makes me remember all of my Australian work fellows. I grew up in Australia, worked all of my formative years were working in Australia, and even though I've been working pretty well exclusively overseas, I still always think of Australia as home, and it's wonderful to be recognised by Australia.
Oh, it's hugely helpful. I first came out here in 2000. There was certainly no Australians in film I was aware of at that time, and spending time here over the last 10, 15 years, Australians in film's influence just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and there just gets to be a bigger community of Australian actors and Australian filmmakers, and it just makes the entire experience more pleasurable. And also just, I think mentally it's good too, because it's can be such a tough place, especially when you're out of work. Having something like Australians in Film to kind of create these cool events like tonight, and these screenings that they put on, and the writing rooms they have, I just would hate to think of LA without them.
This organisation has always been about support and making sure the transition coming over here is easy, and you feel that there's a community, and that you're not wasting your time. So it's like, this type of thing is, it's gone from being 20 people in a bar to this. It's quite incredible.
Yeah, that's probably that's probably frighteningly true. I think that's not one I can kind of hope just gets put at the back of the video store. You know, that one's going to be seen by a lot of people. So hopefully it turns out all right. I think it's going to be a good movie. It was a great experience. He is a creepy guy. I watched everything I could get my hands on. I watched every documentary I could find, every interview he did, and also read about 4 books. So I wanted to be very ready for it. It was hard because he's never the same guy in one interview to the next either. His moods change so much. So there was a lot to take in. Do you know, sometimes I would think I would get a clue into what made him tick, and then I would see another interview which seemed to completely contradict what he'd said in the previous one. So ultimately, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure anyone ever really will be.